Hi guys, TinaGale here, and welcome back to day 2 of 30 days of videos in July. So today I have a process video for a layout, and I am using the photo play paper This Guy collection. I had the entire collection. It comes with a sticker sheet, an ephemera. Actually, there's two 12 by 12 sticker sheets. So there was a lot of stickers and embellishments in this collection. So what I've done so far is I've taken the wood grain paper and just cut about 1/2 inch off two sides and then put it on top of another one of the pattern papers, and it's a dark blue tone on tone with all these guy type images printed on the back of it. But I really liked it, and I liked the different tones around the edges. And then I took the plaid paper and just cut it. It's about 6 inches, I want to say, wide, and I just put it across the center, kind of down to the bottom third of the layout. And I just have this one photo, and it's just a really funny little snapshot. It's my husband and his best friend, and the two of them are so much alike, and his wife and me are great friends, scrapbooking buddies, and we just are amazed sometimes at how much the two of them are alike. And we always say that they're brothers from a different mother. So that's kind of what the journaling is on this particular layout. But this day I had went over to their house, and his wife and I were going to be scrapbooking, and the two of them were going to be going to Bass Pro and hanging out and doing guy stuff. And we started cracking up because they were dressed pretty much alike. It was like they had called each other, and so we were teasing them. They both had their little camo shirts on and blue jeans, and so we had snapped this photo of them while we were making fun of them. So I just wanted to go ahead and document it and just get it in the album. It's a very special friendship that we have with this couple, and so I want to make sure that they're documented because they're a huge part of our lives. So I wanted just a little bit more color. The one thing about this collection is it's kind of boring in colors. Just has a little bit of the blue, and then it's just a lot of different colors of brown. So I went to my stash and I found this green polka dot, and it's Simple Stories, and it's one of their really old outdoor collections. And I just cut a row of the circles off, and just so that I could put it at the top of the bottom, just to give it just a little bit of interest and more color. And then, like I was saying, there's a lot of ephemera and sticker pieces in this collection, so I really wanted to use up a bunch of them. So my idea was to just put the photo off to the right-hand side, and then I'm just going to layer and cluster up all these different embellishments off to the left-hand side to finish filling it up. And I ended up putting quite a bit more on than what I thought I was originally going to, because there were so many different sayings on the stickers and the embellishments and stuff that is just so them. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I can't even get into it. They're just so hilarious. But there were, like, you can't teach that is something that I could hear them saying to each other. And my husband's in construction, and so his friend here, he has an office type job, but he helps him on weekends sometimes because he works 4 days a week at his job. So a lot of times they'll go out, and so he'll help him. And so I used all of the tools and all those different sayings. This one's the little hammer here, so I had to get it in. So yeah, you'll see me in a little bit realize that I have that. You can't teach this, or you can't teach that, and can't teach this. I have both of those on the layout, and I realize it, and it's like, I can't do that. And so I start playing around trying to figure out, which one do I want? How am I going to do this? And, what am I going to use to take its place? Because I really liked the one at the top that was horizontal. It just, the design shape of it went better up there. But I needed something on the one that's to the left to kind of fill up that space. So it ends up, I kind of play around with it and change that up a little bit here in a minute. I think this, is this where I finally realized, I don't know. I'm cutting this little label down. It was part of a frame in the ephemera pack, and I wanted different places to put the title and journaling, so that's why I'm adding kind of that stuff in there. The little cork pieces, that was from a cut apart from a crepe paper pad that I had, and so I just cut that down to put it top and bottom just to expand that design up on the left hand side and to give me more room to add that journaling, because the papers are really dark in the background. So, you know, that's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to write on it. But since I put the cork in there, then I'll be able to write. And it's still kind of hard to see because it's so dark, but I just used one of my thicker black pens and just put a little bit. And I may go back and write some more journaling on the back because I would really like to just include more of the story of the two of them. Then these little brown brackets, they were part of that little ephemera piece that punched apart. I just thought it would give another layer and just a little bit more interest, and so I just put those on top of the cork pieces. So I was just trying to build up and just add as many of the pieces as I could, because I knew, I mean, there's just a ton of it. And so I just figured while I was scrapping, I might as well just get them all on that page. I'm not sure how much more I'll use this. I think I'll probably just pass on the rest of the paper because I have such a hard time because there's not enough color in it, and I have to go through my stash to be able to find it. So I don't know. That, or I may just take apart the papers, not keep it in the collection, and just file it in with some other collection or some other papers or something. I don't know. But I couldn't resist using this little hairy bear. They both love bears, and so I had to get that in there. And then on that original, at the bottom it says homegrown and corn-fed, which I thought was just hilarious. So I had to make sure that one was in there. And let's see. Yeah, this is where I'm pop dotting it up. This is where I'm going to realize, I can't do that. That's two of those. So then I'm going on the hunt. And this little sticker here has a ruler on it and says measure twice, cut once, which is something my husband is always saying, and especially to his friend here when they're working together. So I struggled for a while trying to get it to fit. It's like it didn't look good altogether as the whole sticker, and there just wasn't a place for it. So I end up cutting it apart, and I'll make it work down at the bottom, but I trim it just as small as I can get it. And then the ruler, I just went ahead and trimmed it up, and I'm just going to tuck it in underneath the picture at the bottom, just so that I can kind of use it up. It's so dark you can't even really tell that it's a ruler, so I don't know. Just more of that collection where it's so dark. So here I've just trimmed those up as small as I can, and I was struggling here because that's where I wanted to write my journaling, so, and I didn't really like it. It didn't look good up there, so I end up pulling it down here, and I was much happier with it down there. And then I'd found this little ticket that I had forgot that I wanted to use, and so I stuck it on. And this little arrow, I keep trying to find a place for it because I was trying to get more color in the layout, and I like the pop of color, but there's just nothing else in the layout that's that color. It's kind of out of place, and I didn't have any other stickers or anything that color that went with the pieces that I was using, so I end up taking it away. But I find these little round stickers to go ahead and add to the rest of the layout, or the rest of the little embellishment clusters, just to get a few more, just round out. Right now they're, you know, I don't know, the embellishment clusters just don't look like they're quite finished yet. So I'm going to get some twine to put through the tag there. I'm going to switch out. I was debating on getting enamel dots or something like that to finish out, and I'd thought about mist, but again, everything is so dark, it was not going to show up, and I wasn't going to put gold. Gold would have looked pretty on it, but doesn't really go with the theme. So I tried, well, here I'm use the letter stickers. Here I was looking for those little bitty things and I went with these crosses, but the little screws, I wanted to use those, and they're not die cut. They didn't cut any of them. So, oh well. That's the finished layout. Here is some still shots. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to come back tomorrow for day 3 and I'll have another layout for you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.